Hello students, under algebra number theory, we are in unit number 5, classical theorems and multiplicative functions. In that, we are now in lecture number 5, which is about Fermat's theorem problems. So previously we had seen 4 lectures where the first 3 lectures were about Wilson's theorem and its problems, and lecture number 4 was statement and proof of Fermat's theorem. And now lecture number 5 deals with problems under Fermat's theorem, followed by lecture number 6. Now let's get on to the presentation. So we are starting with the first problem. The problem says that find the remainder when 193 raised to the power of 183 is divided by 19. So the power which is raised to is also higher, and all the three numbers are different here. So before getting on to the problem, we should always understand a number which is divided by, a number which is used to divide is called the modulo number, right? So the modulo number is 19 now, and we should see that whether the modulo number is a prime number. So yes, it is. So 19 is a prime number, so we can proceed. We have to find the remainder when 193 raised to the power of 183 is divided by 19. So 19 is a prime number, and you should also check whether this 19 divides the given number 193. So 19 does not divide 193. So by Fermat's little theorem, so what is the Fermat's little theorem? Says that a raised to the power of p minus 1, which is congruent to 1 mod p. That's the statement of Fermat's little theorem. So here I'm going to apply the Fermat's little theorem. In place of a, I'm having 193, and in place of p, I'm having 19. So a raised to the power of p minus 1. So it is going to be 193 raised to the power of 19 minus 1, which is congruent to 1 mod 19. So 193, so 19 minus 1 will give you 18, which is congruent to 1 mod 19. So now what am I supposed to do? After substituting in my Fermat's little theorem, the next target is to achieve the actual number what is asked in the problem. So what is asked in the problem? 193 raised to the power of 183 is the part. But whereas here I am having 193 raised to the power of 18. Till 18 I am having the value as congruent to 1. Now how will I go reach 183 from 18? So the best option will be, if I am going to raise this 18 to the raised to the power of 10, I will be landing up with 180. So I'll be very much closer to 183. Clear? So I have to go closer to the power number, so that the rest of the number just keeps simple for me. So it is going to be 180. So if I'm going to raise it to the power of 10, both sides I should do the same thing. So 193 raised to the power of 18 raised to the power of 10 is congruent to 1 raised to the power of 10. So what do I do when I raise it to the power of 10? I just multiply. So it is going to be 193 raised to the power of 180, which is congruent to 1 raised to any power is also going to be 1 mod 19. Clear? So now what is the remaining power I need? Till 180 I got it. So the remaining is just 3. So let me continue. Now 193 raised to the power of 183 can be split as 193 power 180 plus 2 plus 1. So you might ask me, why can't I write it as just 3? Okay, instead of writing 3, if I include 1, it will be more simpler for me. Clear? So that is why I have introduced 1 here. So what will I do? When the bases are the same, we can split up the powers. So it can be splitted as 193 raised to the power of 180 into 193 raised to the power of 2 into 193 raised to the power of 1. So now already we have the value of 193 raised to the power of 180. We already got it in the previous slide. Now the only work is to find 193 raised to the power of 1 and 193 raised to the power of 2. So the better option is we will start with 1. So 193 raised to the power of 1 is congruent to 3 mod 19. This is what my remainder is. Now what do I do? Now I raise this power to 2. 193 raised to the power of 2. As same way the right hand side I'm going to do it. So 3 raised to the power of 2 will give you 3 square is 9. And 193 raised to the power of 2. So finally achieved, I have my value for 193 to the power of 180, 193 to the power of 2 and 193 to the power of 1. So all the values 1 into 9 into 3 mod 19. So if I'm going to multiply 9 3s I'll get 27, and again I'm going to bring it divide it, then my remainder is 8. So therefore the remainder is 8 when 193 power 183 is divided by 19. So the next problem is very similar to the previous problem. Again we are going to find the remainder when 2 to the power of 341 is divided by 341. Now you could observe that the number which is used as a modulo number is same as your power number. But the procedure is going to be the same. We know that, let me have the modulo number. 341, how can I break it? I can write it as 11 into 31, where 11 and 31 are primes. So this is not a prime number, right? It's a product of prime numbers. So what do I do here? A is equal to 2. And 11 and 31 do not divide 2. So the previous problem had a prime number here. The modulo number was a prime number, whereas this problem does not have a prime number. So if this is the case, get the factors of that particular number and find out for individually. Okay. So now we have two numbers here, 11 and 31. So first let's sort out for 11 and then we can proceed for 31. So by Fermat's little theorem, a raised to the power of p minus 1 is congruent to 1 mod p. That is the statement. And in place of a, we write it as 2. And in place of p, now we are going to consider only 11, right? So it's going to be 11 minus 1, which is congruent to 1 mod 11. So 11 minus 1 is 10. 2 to the power of 10 is congruent to 1 mod 11. So one work is done. So we'll move on to 31. So for 31, if I'm going to substitute 31 minus 1, again I'm landing up with 30. 2 raised to the power of 30 congruent to 1 mod 31. So 2 to the power of 10 I'm having, 2 to the power of 30, 2 to the power of 30 I'm having. So now what do? I'll take 2 to the power of 30, raise it to the power 10. Why am I doing it? Because I need a number which is 341. So I have to get nearer to 341. So I will raise it to the maximum power. The better option is if I'm going to raise it to the power of 10, I will be very closer to that 300. Till 300 I can go without any problem. So it is going to be raised to the power of 10 on both sides. So finally 2 to the power of 300 is congruent to 1 again. And again 2 to the power of 10. Using 2 to the power of 10, I can raise it to the power of 4. Why 4? Because I will be going 40. So 340 is here. So what is the only thing which is remaining? Only 1 is remaining. So that is very obvious. That's very easy for you. So it's going to be 2 to the power of 40, which is congruent to 1 mod 11. So now see, this you should be very careful, because for 30 it was mod 31 and 2 to the power of 10 we have used mod 11. So make sure you write down the correct modulo numbers. And 2 to the power of 340 is equivalent to 2 raised to the power of 300 plus 40 plus 1. So 2 raised to the power of 300 dot 2 raised to the power of 40 and 2 raised to the power of 1. So which is congruent to? This value is 1, this value is also 1, and 2 raised to the power of 1 mod. You can take the LCM of 31, 11, because 37 11 is nothing but from there. Where did you get it? From the 341 factorization. So substitute and your answer is 2. So therefore the remainder is 2 when 2 to the power of 341 is divided by 341. So you can try this problem, which is quite interesting. And now this, can you just recap? We had seen two problems here, and two problems are, one problem the modulo number was a prime number. The second category, we saw that the second number, the modulo number, was not a prime number. We had a factor of it and we have seen using the factor. Now this problem is 11. So 11 is a prime number. So we can use the same method. You try to get closer to 2003 so that you get the perfect remainder. Thank you so much for watching. We'll continue in the next lecture.